Hi, I'm Ryan Nickel, CTO at DSA, and today I want to talk about how to set up a simple spread mooring using the Taut Mooring Assistant in ProteusDS. We're going to be working with a set of the sample tutorial files that uses a 20 meter by 20 meter box barge. There's the box barge, and if we just turn on the water surface, you can kind of see it there. Where are these tutorial files? If you go Help, View Tutorials, it'll take you to the online tutorials. And the one I'm talking about, there's two tutorials currently that use this box barge with a hydrodynamic database set up already. PDS ABT is one of them. The other one is PDS ABG. When you download the input files, you get all the tutorial input files in a single zip folder. Please extract them first. You'll see all of them here. So I've just copied that into another folder, and that's what I'm working with in here. Now it's nice that the hydrodynamic database is already made for us, as it has some extra diffraction and radiation loads that are not included and calculated by default by ProteusDS. What we're going to focus on is setting up the spread mooring using the Taut Mooring Assistant. So first we'll make sure we have the visualizer window open. Let's adjust the water depth in this one. I want to work with something more representative of a coastal system, so we'll make sure we're using 30 meter water depth instead of the input files for the tutorial is 1,000 meters. That's a little bit more reasonable for a coastal mooring. And then what we want to do is go Configuration, Assistance, Taut Multi-Leg Mooring. So first we confirm this is the rigid body we want to work with. It's the only one in the simulation. There's a few other options here, but a lot of times we use just a single cable for the mooring lines. My preference is to use node 0 as the fair lead, but you can switch things around. But it's just purely preference, and what we're going to do is just go around and set up and add the mooring lines. So we go Add. You can see there's the mooring line appearing there, but we've got to give it some definition here. So relative to the rigid body frame, which is in the center of the barge here, I'm going to locate the fair lead location, 10, 10. You can see it's moved into the corner here. Azimuth, 45 degrees. Now that's going to be relative to the rigid body frame again, but everything's lined up with the global frame. I want to be working with moorings that are about 150 meters long. So the horizontal distance I'm going to put in is 150 meters. You can see the moorings going off to the side. 2 elements is pretty coarse, so we're going to use about 15. I think that's kind of reasonable, at least as a starting point. Now we're just generating the lines. We're not worrying about pre-tensioning or setting material properties yet. That'll come later. So the next one we do, add another mooring line, and in this case we're going to go minus 10, 10, and the next azimuth angle is 135. Again, 150 meter horizontal distance, and set the same number of elements. And we're just, as you can see, we're just going around in the corner. So add mooring, do it again. Now we're going to do minus 10. Again, this is relative to the rigid body frame. Minus 10 in the Y, and this next angle is going to be 225 degrees. We'll do 150 meters horizontal distance along the bottom there, about 15 meters, sorry, 15 elements, there we are. And then the last mooring line in the other corner, positive 10x minus 10y, 350 degrees azimuth, and again 150 meters horizontal offset, and we'll set that to 15 meters. And you can get a preview of what all that looks like in here. Looks generally good, but we'll go Generate, and now it's created all the connections and all of the cable D objects just to get started. So that's what the Taut Mooring Assistant does. It doesn't generate all of the material properties, which we're going to deal with in the next tutorial, and it doesn't do anything with pre-tensioning, so we're going to work with those next. Yeah, you can see the connections are already made for us, and the cable D objects are also created through this process. It makes it a lot easier. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.